Hello everybody, this is Green Spirit. Welcome back to my channel. Today I've got a little bit of a haul for you. I promised in my last video that I would be doing that. And today I have a little bit of free time because my husband and son are out for the day. I do have a lot of homework to do today, and I do have to clean my currently disaster of a house, but or rather apartment. But I really wanted to get this done because I just felt inspired to today. So I'm going to go ahead and go through the pieces. One of these pieces I think you might have already seen in a previous video, but I wanted to include it anyways just because I did get it recently, relatively recently. So also I have a bit of good news. I bought a house, and I am in escrow right now. It closes in January, so soon, the beginning of the year, I'm going to hopefully be in my new house, and it actually has room for a witchy room slash studio, and I am super excited that I will have that space for myself. I'm also taking a break next semester from school to kind of get my head back on track. I had mentioned that I'm going through a little bit of depression, and I just need to focus on myself and my physical and mental health and regroup into my spirituality and really ground. So next semester I'm taking it off so that I can focus on self-care, on self-love, and also to kind of get my artistic juices flowing. So without further ado, let's get started. So, okay. The first thing I have, oops, that's my camera cord. Sorry guys. Okay, so the first thing I have here is this amazing pyramid, glass pyramid with sand and seashells on the inside. Isn't that beautiful? It's beveled glass in kind of like a stained glass style. And I actually only paid $2 for this. And it's perfect. Isn't that great? Of course, you can use this. It's a water representation, but I also liked that it's in a pyramid because I feel like this is perfect for crystal grids, for directing specific energies, for connecting to like mermaid energy, just because of the point. So that's one thing here. The next thing I have, and this one was for my son. He has a little altar in his room as well. I don't specifically call my son pagan. I think that that's his choice, but I do share certain aspects of my spirituality, and so he really connects with nature and the elements, and he knows that I have an altar, so he wants an altar, so he has a little altar in his room. And of course, like, when you're trying to do altars for children, you don't want any candles, like real candles and that kind of stuff, although you can use those little battery powered candles, but I thought that this would work just as well. I found this little it's a little campfire, and it's adorable. It's ceramic or porcelain, and I mean, look how cute and detailed that is. So this is his current fire representation, and it's just so perfect. And again, it comes to a point, which is really cool. Okay. Okay guys, the next thing that I have for you is kind of on that elemental theme, is what I'm calling a witch's ladder. So here is this long piece of white rope with kind of some silvery gold, and then it's attached, it has this beautiful shell attached to it, and I've had this hung by my front door. I have cleansed it and charged it for protection, and also, I mean, it connects to the goddess energy. And what's really cool about this is if you flip it, look at that sacred spiral. I mean, how cool is that? I got this again at the thrift store. Everything I've got today I got at the thrift store, and I paid $3 for this. So very awesome. I was so excited when I saw it. And I'm considering for my artwork using this as maybe with silver paint or something, using it as like a signature for larger pieces of art. But it's beautiful. So that's the next thing. And while I'm at it, because I've got my hander here, I got these two rings recently. This one I just got, and this one is a, moss agate. I had a moss agate for a very long time that I used to wear all the time. I like to wear moss agate because it connects you to the earth spirits and earth elementals, because I am an earth sign and have an affinity with earthly beings and nature. Also, moss agate is good for depression, and I'm already feeling some relief from this. It's obviously a half moon, and I'm kind of really excited that I got it. Like I said, I had another ring that I wore all the time. I was walking around this summer, and when I was walking around, I had this inclination to look down at my hand, and the piece of jewelry, the stone, had actually fallen out of my other ring, and I was kind of devastated because I'd had it for a really long time. So I'd been looking for just the right piece of ring, and I mean, I love large rings, but I've never had one this large. But I kind of fell in love with it with the half moon style. And then I've got this ring, and I don't know if you guys can see it. There we go. This is like a related quartz, but it's actually black tourmaline pieces inside. So it's quartz and black tourmaline. And this is also very good for clearing dark energies, for protection, and it's really good for grounding, which I've needed a lot of, and even depression as well. So I'm wearing two stones to help with my current state. And I can tell you that this ring right here, the one with the black tourmaline, had almost immediate effects. I feel so much more grounded. When you have a depression, it makes you it makes it very difficult for you to want to have energy for pretty much anything, and I am already feeling not necessarily more energy, but more desire, or kind of push through the fog. Anyways, let's move on. The next thing that I have is this beautiful hummingbird feeder. And what I liked about this, you know, people have hummingbird feeders, but this is actually glass. And I kept the tag on for you guys. There it is, $3. And it's glass, it's substantial, it's heavy, it's got a good seal. You open, I think you can open the top. I haven't tried yet, but you can definitely open the bottom. Like, this unscrews, and then it's got all these little flowers. And this is one of the first things that I'm going to put up once I move to my new house. So really cool on that. Okay, the next thing that I have for you guys is this adorable little house. I don't want to give too much away when I'm doing this haul until I bring it out for you so I can talk about it. But it's this beautiful little, sorry if I flipped you guys over, but it's this little crystal, well, I'm going to put crystals in here, but it's this little adorable wooden house shelf. And I'm super excited about it. It's got this cute little heart at the top. And I plan to put little crystals in it that I have. Bring out my crystals. And again, I'm waiting to hang it up until I get to my new house. And I paid for this one. It takes me a minute to find the prices because I wrote them down for you guys because I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to remember all the things I've purchased, prices. So this was $3.50. Very exciting. Okay, next piece. The next thing I have for you is this. Hello there. This is kind of like a glass candle holder, and it's really gorgeous. I really like it. It's got these kind of viney, it's metal, it's sturdy, it's got a reflective light, and it's got places for tea lights. And I'm planning to use this as something for winter, to kind of symbolize the winter, because you know it's bare branches and stuff. So that's the next thing. Okay, the next thing I have for you is just this little candle holder, and this is for chime candles. And you know, if you guys use chime candles, you know how difficult it can be to find chime candle holders. I mean, you can find the little ceramic ones, but as far as anything more substantial, it's really hard to find. But this actually does fit 3 chime candles. And I want to say that I paid $1 for this. I want to say that. Okay. The next thing that I have is this. Okay, so in one of my previous haul videos, I had purchased some abalone shells. They were really small. I had gotten them for 50 cents a piece. And I have put one to use. I gifted another one, and then I had mentioned that I had another abalone shell that was much bigger, but my husband had kidnapped it. Well, I went to that antique store, thrift store place in my town, and I found this humongous one. And right now it's got a little piece of Palo Santo in it that I was burning, and then it's got some salt because I've cleansed it and stuff. But come on, guys, look at the size of this. This is ridiculous. This is the biggest abalone shell I have ever seen in my life, and I was so excited. It was originally $10, and I was going to pay $10 until I found out that it was half off. So I paid $5 for this incredible abalone shell. And I'm not going to use it as a place to put my sage or anything. Instead, I'm going to use it as a place to charge crystals under the moonlight. To connect it more with the goddess energy, as well as placing it in a bath to connect to like mermaid energy and goddess energy. But look at that. Isn't that incredible? I mean, come on. It's, I mean, more than, it's definitely worth more than the $5 I paid for it. So that's the next thing. Okay. The next thing that I have for you is this really cute witch. She's a little wooden witch. She's handmade. It's got this beautiful little face. Look at that. She's got little glasses. She's riding a little broom. And this is going to be a kitchen witch that I'm going to hang up. And check this out, guys. She does come with a pile of little herbs, like a little bag. And I think, in fact, it's pretty easy because it's just tied in. If I want, I can put my own herbs in there for protection. And I paid $3 for her, and that she's perfect. So that's the next thing. The next thing that I have for you are these black tourmaline pieces. These are very large pieces. These I did not thrift. These I got on Etsy. And now I know that black tourmaline breaks. You have to be kind of careful with it. It's kind of like selenite, you know, it's easily breakable. But when they first arrived, they were shattered. Pretty much it just like crumbled in my hands. And I contacted the seller and she sent me these 2 replacement ones. But these have such amazing energy, and again, I had that in my ring. I've been trying to work a lot with black tourmaline. It's one of my absolute favorite stones. I had a black tourmaline previously, but when I moved back in January, I lost it. I don't know where it is, and I'm hoping that it's somewhere in something like one of the boxes in the garage at our apartment, and that when we move to our new house that I'm able to find it, because although I love these new pieces of black tourmaline, I really had connected with my other piece of black tourmaline, and I don't know why the other one got separated from all my crystals, but somehow it did, and it's gone missing, and I'm really hoping to still find it because I had a special connection with that particular piece, and it was hard for me to finally find replacements because I was like, oh, I really wish I could find my other one. But anyways, there's some black pieces of tourmaline. The next thing that I have is this medicine pouch. Now it came, there was 2 of them. This one and then a little smaller one. The little smaller one is being used. The small one that I had was 99 cents, and then this one I kept the tag on for you guys is $1.99, and these are just little leather pouches. So there we go. The next thing I have, and you guys know that I think most witches collect witches balls. They're expensive and they're hard to find, but this is kind of in that same style. It's a blown glass vase. There you are. It was $3, but look how beautiful this is. I see that, and it's a vase or a vase, however you want to say it. And these beautiful, and it's really funny because it seems like I have like a lot of water themes lately. This reminds me of water, of mermaids. It's kind of got that same, again, witches balls. And I think it's because water, like when I was a teenager, I used to dream of myself in water a lot, and a lot of times I would drown in my dreams. And when I started doing dream research back when I was in high school, it stated that water is a symbol for, like, you're in your dreams is a symbol for your emotions. And I think because I keep coming across these water kind of themed things, or ocean, or I think it's trying to kind of send me the same message in physical form versus dream form, about focusing on my emotions. So anyways, absolutely gorgeous. There we go. Okay. Oop. Okay, the next thing I have, and you might have seen these on my altar previously, but I have these 3 wooden apples. And you might say, how are these witchies? But they're good symbolism for the fall. There's also symbolism about health. You could do health spells with these. And then also knowledge, because apples symbolize wisdom. So I have 3. And I think they're gorgeous. So, and they're wooden. Okay, and I want to say I paid, I don't think I wrote this one down. Let me see my list. I think I paid $2 a piece for them. And they came in, and they were in this huge big bowl, and there was a lot of them, but at $2 a piece, I could only afford, you know, if I wanted to buy anything else that day, I had to, like, you know, be frugal, so I got 3, and I thought 3 was a good number for them, so. Okay, the next thing I have, and I'm going to move my foot here because I'm falling asleep. Okay, the next thing that I have is this amazing frame. And I am calling this my muse frame because I do consider myself an artist. And it's got these really cool artist related things. There's a sketchbook, there's a paintbrush, a pencil, I believe. Like this is like pastels and little, let's see, like little tubes of paint and a canister full of different kinds of paintbrushes and flowers and kind of like this very Romanesque woman or goddess. And then it's a picture frame. So I'm calling it my Sacred Muse frame, and I do plan to create, well, once I get my new house, I'm going to have a studio, and so I'm going to have a shrine or a little altar section devoted to creativity and spirituality and inspiration. So I'm planning to use this on that, and this was, I believe, let's see here, this was $2.50. And I love it, and it's really, really substantial. And this image in the back, this is an actual picture frame, so I can put whatever picture I want in there. Which this would also work really well for workings, because if I enchant it to bring creativity or enhance something, I could put an image of my desire in the back. So very, very cool. Okay. Next thing that I have is this beautiful pinecone candle symbolizing the god. It's pretty, it's kind of heavy. It's, I mean, not like super heavy, but it's heavy and substantial, and it's a virgin candle. A lot of times, like if I find really decorative candles like this, I have a hard time burning them because I'd rather use them as symbolism, work in that symbolic way versus actually lighting candles, because I can use just plain tea light candles, chime candles, or even pillar candles, versus actually burning these really symbolic and decorative candles. But obviously this symbolizes the god, and it's been standing on my oak leaf candle holder, which is really cool. And if I remember, let me see if I wrote it down. This was a $2 candle. Again, it's never been burned. Okay. Next thing that I have for you is this glass container with a lid. It has this kind of little dome thing. It's got this, I know you guys can't see it in the video, but it's got like this blue, light blue tinge to it, and I filled it with salt. And it's hanging out on my full moon altar shelf. So there we go. Oh, and I paid for this, oh, I think I paid $2 for it. Yeah, $2. Okay. The next thing I have, okay, so this is an after Halloween purchase. And actually I found these just yesterday. Like, I went to Big Lots and they had this like clearance table for Halloween stuff, and they didn't have a whole lot at this point. There was like almost nothing there except maybe like garlands and stuff. But they did have this set of, I'm gonna flip you over again, sorry guys, so you guys can see it, but it's these kind of plexiglass skeleton figures. There you go, if I can get it. And there's a man and a woman. And these were originally $10 a piece. I mean, come on, $10. And I paid $1 a piece for them. There we go. Sorry I flipped you guys over. I don't intentionally try to make you guys dizzy. Sometimes it happens because I'm not a person who, you know, films a lot, so. But isn't that great? And again, $10 down to $1 a piece. Very exciting. And again, I'm going to use this on like an ancestor altar once I get my studio set up. So, very cool. Okay, next thing I have for you guys. I'm going to keep moving my foot. Sorry, guys. The next thing I have for you guys is this amazing butterfly in this kind of country, just natural frame. It's a real butterfly that has passed away. I hope that it died naturally. Obviously I can't know that because I got this at a thrift store, but I hope that's the case because I don't want, you know, butterflies to be killed for no reason. But yes, it's absolutely gorgeous. And this is the back. And again, I saved the tag for you guys. This was $2.99 at the thrift store. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Again, a lot of these stuff that I'm due to hang up, I'm not going to hang up till I actually move to my new house, because there's really no point in me doing that. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and show this now, but you guys have seen this. If you saw my previous video, one second to last one, about cauldron magic, which I encourage you to go watch if you haven't already. Gives you all kinds of tips to use your cauldron. But again, I purchased this cauldron, and I said I would probably show this cauldron again in a witchy haul. But yeah, $8 I think is what I paid for it. Now I can't remember, but I think it was $8. So very, very cool. I'm gonna move it out of the way. Oh, it's heavy. Okay. Next thing I have is I've got, you guys know that I work with angels, and I've got 2 of them. And here is the first one. And she's she's different, and that's why I decided to get her, because she is so different. I've never seen an angel in kind of this S shape, and I find it really interesting. And it's got a place, like, I don't know, put flowers in there, or a candle, or I don't know what the purpose is, maybe a crystal, I don't know. But it's really kind of a strange angle, and I really like that. I like how unique she is. And here are her wings, and her little face. And I paid $2 for her. And I really need to stop buying angels, because right now I don't have any more room for them. But when I see something that I really, really like, it's really hard for me to pass it up. The next angel that I have is this one. And again, I really like these kind of unique ones. This one's very, very elaborate. She's got kind of a crackly painted face. I love her expanded wings. And I also paid $3 for her. Okay, guys. Next thing. I don't know if any of you guys do this, but so if you follow the Wheel of the Year, you know that the goddess goes through maiden, mother, and crone at different times of the year. For many traditions, the goddess is currently in mother aspect. She is pregnant with the god and gives birth to him at Yule. But she is also at the same time the crone. Having said that, I like to represent on my altar whenever the goddess is pregnant. I have a pregnant imagery of her on my altar or around my altars or on one of my altars. And then when the son is born at Yule, I bring out one. Okay, everybody, sorry about that. I got cut off. My memory card ran out of space, so I had to put the previous part of the video onto my computer and erase it so I can continue this video. And my kitty, Solstice, has decided to join us. So, oh kitty, need to move out of the way. She wants to say hello. Say hello. This is my kitty and familiar Solstice. Isn't she beautiful? She really is. And she knows it. She's sassy. Anywho, I was speaking about how I like to put on my altar or on one of my altars when the goddess is in pregnancy, and then when the son is born at Yule, I switch it out for another statue that I have of her holding a child. So having said that, I used to have this really beautiful wooden statue of a very pregnant woman, but I never really connected it with, I never was really too connected with it, so I gifted it, and I've been looking for another piece for a while, and then this little goddess showed up. So you can't really tell from this, I don't know if it's just the camera or what, but you can tell from this side that she is indeed pregnant. And on the bottom she says, "The journey of motherhood begins, awaiting a miracle." So I thought this is beyond perfect for my goddess in pregnancy on for my altar. I love just how plain her face is. And then of course, you know, it's talking about, you know, expecting, which that was awesome. And I paid $1 for her. So there we go. This video, as most of my haul videos, is going to be extremely long, guys. I'm really, really sorry. Keeping with the God theme, I have something very exciting to show you. And I think you will be excited when you see it, because it's so perfect. So I've been looking, I'm always on the lookout for goddess and god imagery. And a lot of times I just create my own, or I find things that represent the god, like pine cones and things like that. I have some antler horns, acorns, that kind of stuff. But it's a lot easier to find goddess imagery than god imagery. But this is just so perfect. So I'm gonna go ahead and show it to you. I kind of squeed. Oh my gosh! when I saw this. But here you go. Da 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 da. Oh my gosh. Right? Right? This is an actual mounting of, it's a type of deer, but it's not like a normal deer. And for the life of me, right in this moment that I'm on the spot, I cannot think of the name of it. I'll have to look it up. But there's an actual mounting of a skull of a deer. That's it from the side. And it's still got some fur. There's the bone, and then I love that it's mounted on a heart, which I thought was very, very appropriate. And I kept the tag on for you guys because you weren't gonna believe me. But I paid $3. $3 for this amazing representation of the horned god. And very, very honored to have found it. So yeah, it's pretty incredible. So you guys might have noticed my tattoo that I recently got. When I went to Indiana in October, my best friends and I all got a matching tattoo. So there's that. Okay, I need to kind of hurry it up because we are, I'm sure, approaching an hour. This is the next thing that I have. Again, another mirror. I tend to find a lot of mirrors. Very cool. Carved. This mirror has a story. I went to a thrift store and they wanted $8 for it. And I'm like, I'm sorry, but I think it's a little overpriced. And I just asked them if they'd be willing to go down a couple bucks. And they did. And they made it $4. And so there we go. Okay, next thing. So as you guys know, I am Mexican. And in Mexican culture, you know, typically, and I'm not saying all Mexicans are Catholic, but a large majority of people are Catholic. And Mexican Catholicism is a little bit different than, I guess it's very different than typical Catholicism, or even like Irish Catholicism, Greek Catholicism. They're all very different because they've instilled their own cultural beliefs into it. And specifically Mexican Catholicism has a lot of paganism in it because of the indigenous cultures that put in their own belief systems when Catholicism was assimilated. So there's a lot of pagan practices, a lot of petition work, a lot of candle work, a lot of symbology. Anyways, so I found, so I'm going to start with, I have a set of books here that I want to show you. So I'm going to show you this because it relates to what I'm going to show you in a minute. So I bought this book, and this is called Milagros, or Miracles. Now, what it is you will find a lot of petition magic. I consider it magic because that's what it is, except if you told some, you know, a Catholic person this, they'd probably be offended or not feel like it's more of a prayer, although I feel like petitions are prayers, so you know, you can argue about that. But essentially what you do is that there are these little metal charms that you will take to churches, and a lot of times leave them there as petitions for help for a particular problem. So if you, for example, you are having trouble with your eyesight, then you would put a little metal petition with that is made with eyes. If you have, you know, if you have diabetes and you're about to lose your leg because, you know, you're having problems with circulation, you can find a little leg tin charm, and you can leave it at a church, and that's your petition for health for your leg. So and they're called milagros, and so I got this book about them, and it explains what each milagro means. Let's see if I can find a good image here of a normal one. Oh goodness. Okay, so like, see, like there's a lip or a mouth, you know. So maybe you would have petitioned to have people stop talking about you, that kind of a thing. So I'm really interested in them, and I have some myself, and I create art with them. So having said that, I purchased this book, and this, I believe I paid $3 for it as well. I got it on Books, but the reason I'm showing you this now and not with the rest of the books that I have is because the other day I went to a thrift store and I found this. Now this is obviously a cross, so a typical crucifix cross, except that it's got all these little petitions on them, and this is very, very traditional Mexican Catholic prayer magic, and it's got all these cool, so like even like, see, there's a little goat that's petitioned for your animals for their health. You'll see like little people. There's a missing arm. There's a woman. Your heart. See, there's arms. There's a little Christ right there, but see, there's for the eyes. And you might wonder, why on earth would a pagan witch get this? Well, because it's still part of my culture, and I still find it as a very magical object. And it's how I grew up, and the symbology for me is so potent. So to some of you, you might not agree that I should have this, but to me it really resonates with me, and I think it's absolutely beautiful. So I purchased it, and I paid $2 for it, and I think it's beautiful. I'm gonna hang it up. Yeah, so anywho, there's that. Next thing I'm going to show you is, oh goodness, I got everything kind of spread out here. I got this tower incense holder. I can't remember where I bought it. This was already on sale from $14.95 to $8.97, but I don't think I paid that. I can't remember how much I paid for it, but it opens up like this. It's got 4 spots for incense. It's hand painted. I think it's beautiful, but I'm going to be honest, it doesn't work very well. I feel like this coffin or tower, it's not letting, it doesn't give enough oxygen, because you need oxygen for fire, and I don't think it gives enough oxygen in here, enough air to keep a flame alive for the incense stick. So what I intend to use it instead, more than likely, is in order to use the incense and have it burn, because see, it'll stop burning after a certain point if I leave it in here trying to burn it, is just use this part as, you know, normal incense burning, and then I'm just gonna flip it over, and I'll probably use it for like flowers or something, because I really do think it's very beautiful, but it just doesn't work how I wanted it to as an incense holder. So I'm a little disappointed about that, but I still think it's usable and I will find purpose for it. Or I might even hold my longer paintbrushes or something, you know? There it is. So there's that. Okay. Next thing that I have for you. Oh goodness, this is heavy because I've got stuff in it. I'm gonna put you guys down for a minute. Sorry guys. Next thing that I have for you is this little kind of house that has this little door, and it now holds my oracle decks inside. It was originally just this white color. I painted it with more of a bronzy color and I paid $3 for it. 3 is a theme in my life, but it's really beautiful. I like that it holds my oracle cards now, which has freed up space for other things on my altar. So I'm going to put you down again because this is really heavy to move, and if we want to move on with this video, I need to move it out of the way. So I'm going to put it down for just a minute. Sorry about that, guys. Okay, the next thing that I have for you guys is this adorable fairy. I love really whimsical things, and she is super whimsical. She's handmade. She's really gorgeous. I love her wings and the detail on her face and her little hands. She's made of some kind of clay or plastic clay. I have similar pieces like this, and I paid $5 for her, I believe. She's really cute, and she hangs out on top of my oracle card thing that I just showed you. So there's that. The next thing that I have for you is another shelf. I just got this, so it's kind of not, it hasn't had anything done to it yet, so it's still kind of dirty and, or dusty rather, and plain. But I plan to paint it and put stuff in it. I haven't decided what yet, but it's gonna probably have crystals more than likely, because I have a lot of crystals and it'd be nice to be able to display them. So I paid $2 for this shelf. So there's that. And then the next thing I want to show you is, I bought this candle holder. It's wrought iron. It's holding my pillar candle here, and I really like it. I wish I had found the pair, but I only found one, so I'm on the lookout for the accompanying pair because I plan to put it around my altar as illumination candles. But I paid $5 for it, and it's cast iron. So there's that. Very cool. And we're reaching almost the end of my thrift, guys. Here I found this female wizard, which I am turning her into a female witch. She was really dirty. She was not the prettiest statue in the world. She had seen better days, and I'm currently in the process of repainting her, and she's starting to come to life again. Ooh. So I believe I paid $3. That seems a little much for a statue like this for me, but I really thought that I could bring her back to life, and that's what I'm currently doing. And then finally I'm going to get to the books. my wonderful husband, when I went in October to Indiana, when I came back, he had two amazing books for me. He gave me the Wee Moon 2018. It's like stories. It's an almanac. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's got this beautiful prayers, invocations, poems, just beautiful art. I'd heard of Wee Moon, but I'd never actually owned any piece of Wee Moon, and it's absolutely beautiful. This is the Spanish edition, and it's absolutely gorgeous. That's a drawing that I did of myself. It's beautiful, so you guys should look for it, excuse me, or check it out, because it's absolutely gorgeous. And I'm really excited to use this in the new year. He also got me the Wee Moon, the Spirit of Wee Moon, celebrating 30 years, an anthology of Wee Moon in art and writing. And again, it's similar, except it doesn't have the almanac. It's mostly just writings and poems and invocations and amazing art. Just incredible art. And I'm having a lovely time reading through it. It's very exciting. So there's that. And look at the even cover art. Isn't it gorgeous? Absolutely gorgeous. Then I have this 99-cent vintage tree book. I got this because I thought this would be wonderful. My husband thinks it's sacrilege, but I'm probably gonna take some of the artwork out of here. Although I got it because it talks all about trees, which is really neat. But also it has stamps of different kinds of trees in the back. And I wanted to incorporate them in my Book of Shadows on my tree page. And so these are stamps that I hope still have tack to them. If not, I'll just glue them down. But it tells you what the tree is and shows you specifics about them. And I plan to put that in my Book of Shadows in my tree section. So 99 cents, thrifted. As you guys know, I crochet, and I'm really excited because I've been wanting this book for a very, very long time, but had never purchased it, because I typically buy used books and not regular price books, and I can't remember how much this was, but it wasn't enough. There wasn't enough stuff in here that I was like, yeah, I really want to buy this crochet book, but there was one thing that I wanted in it. Anyways, I found it at the thrift store for $3. Again, 3 is my theme. And it's this crochet gifts. And I wanted this book because of this specific blanket as well. As you can see, it's got pentacles. So I plan to crochet this Afghan at some point. And now I have an actual pattern for it. And it's very, very exciting. This book, the next one that I bought, I did buy at full price. There is a awesome metaphysical shop that I found in the next town over, which was exciting because there's nothing around here like it. I'd have to drive like 3 hours away to go to a metaphysical store, and it's nice to know that I have one in about an hour instead of 3 hours. I'm really into twin flame journey and that kind of thing, and this is Soular Reunion, Journey to the Beloved, and it talks about your twin flame, your dynamic, how it works, how to connect, so on and so forth. And this one I did pay full price for it at $12.95, but it's hard to come across twin flame related literature, so I thought it was worth it. This is the next book I bought. this, the Crystal Healing Guide. This is a Barnes & Noble book. It was bargain price at $9.98. Again, usually that's more than I spend on books, but I paid full price for these, the $9.98. A step-by-step guide to using crystals for health and healing. I really think this is a beautiful book because it's got actual color photographs in it, and so it gives you all the different kinds of crystals. It talks about how to use them. Here is, for example, how to use them for a whole person or a whole body kind of crystal grid style. So there's grids in here. It talks about medium work, light work. It's very cool. And then this is my final thing to show you today, guys, and then we're going to be done. And I know this video is over an hour long. I may have to split it into 2 videos. We shall see. I also purchased the Essential Oils Natural Remedy book. Again, bargain priced at $9.98. Paid $9.98 at Barnes & Noble. I am so into essential oils. Essential oils have helped me so much. And this gives you recipes. It tells you all about different oils. It tells you how to work with oils for different things like laryngitis, inflammation, hives, hay fever, you know, all that kind of stuff. Cradle cap, bug bites, broken capillaries, bleeding wound, animal bites, addiction support. I mean, this is an all-encompassing book on using essential oils for health, and I find that lovely and fascinating, and really something that if you are into natural healing, you should probably have. So that is it, guys. That is my entire haul. I am so sorry this video is so long. You guys know that typically when I do a haul, I don't just do a couple of things. I usually wait a while and then oh gosh, you know what? I am not officially done. I'll show you really, really quick. I've got this pashmina at the thrift store and a couple of really lovely pieces of fabric and scarves as altar cloths. So that is the end to my haul. Yeah, so typically you guys know that I tried to save a couple of things for you guys, so it's not just, you know, 2 or 3 things and I'm showing you a haul, because I don't know if I consider 2 or 3 things a haul. But I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. Again, I'm sorry if it's so long, but I am happy to have made this video today because I've been feeling a little guilty about not being on here as much. I hope to be a little bit more on once school semester ends and I'm in a better place mentally. I hope you guys have an awesome day, and I know Thanksgiving is coming up if you guys are here in the States. So I hope you guys have a wonderful Thanksgiving with your families or loved ones, whether that's friendships or actual family. I am planning a trip to Utah, so there's a good chance that I'm going to buy a couple of more things when I go. Anywho, thank you for watching. Have a lovely day and a lovely Thanksgiving. Blessed be, and goodbye.